So this is what we have, right? Phase diagram and the corresponding Gibbs free energy versus composition curve. And we said our initial composition x0, right? X0 is between so-called inflection points of the Gibbs free energy versus composition curve. So within the inflection points, we have so-called negative curvature. The second derivative is less than 0. And then for any initial composition, in composition of 0, x0 here, the initial Gibbs free energy system is pretty high, and the equilibrium is pretty low. This is very large driving force. Not only that, if I have initially a uniform local region, and this pink curve represents that local region now become so-called through composition fluctuation, become one part that is a little bit linear, the other part a little bit richer. Make sense? A little bit linear, a little bit richer. And in this process, our system energy drops from this initial value to a little bit lower. Make sense? That's what's that. And because of this, because of subtle change, subtle, very small change in composition, as well as lattice parameter, that does not really involve a distinct, a very sharp, there is no sharp interface. Make sense? And there's no, of course, so-called interfacial energy barrier related. That's why we say it's so-called spontaneous process. It's lowering, always lowering in system energy. So if we're going to draw a composition profile, initially our system is x0. Everything what? This is I'm drawing. Everything horizontal, everything completely uniform initially, right? When I just quench it from T1 to T2, the moment that I quench to T2, everything takes the structure of still alpha and is uniform. But then due to from one composition local to two neighboring composition, one linear, one richer, do you see as increase in time, I become something like this? So-called composition fluctuation. Do you see that? Composition fluctuation. Some part we call it when pointing richer. Some part we call it linear. Make sense? Some part richer, some part linear. But interestingly, do you see here we label the B, the solute atom is going from which way? As what we label from the linear part to the arrow goes which way? From the low part goes towards the high, from the linear part to the richer part. That's what we label. That's diffusion. This we call it what type of diffusion? Downhill or uphill? Uphill diffusion. Now go back to here again. When I'm initially here, one part is a little bit linear, the other half is a little bit richer. But as this process go, where would that two parts become? The linear one will go which way? Go up or go down? Go down, right? The richer one will go which way? Similar, go down, right? Go towards right, which means the linear one become, if it goes down, it become further what? Linear. Make sense? It becomes linear and linear. While the richer part will continue what? Become richer and richer. That's why the solute atom is actually flowing from where? From the so-called linear part to the richer part. Make sense? So the next moment it happens, it becomes something like this. The valley become even lower. The hill become even higher or taller. Make sense? Because whatever happens here, it has to transport it the other way. That's this process we call them uphill diffusion. This is a process that we also call them separation from one initial uniform composition to what? separate, right? Segregate. Repeat with me. Segregate. Make sense? From one uniform one to they would segregate. Make sense? And eventually what should happen? Well, under equilibrium, I should have one phase that has composition of what? X1. The other has composition of X2, which alpha 1 has X1, alpha 2 has X2. Make sense? So eventually, I become this under equilibrium condition. Do you see that? From initial uniform composition, the moment that I just quench here, everything alpha, uniform composition to small fluctuation, greater fluctuation to distinct interface. Only probably around here you can start to see, or maybe here you can start to see, wow, that's an interface between these two regions. Initially, can you really tell the interface? No, because they are two similar to each other. Make sense? And because of they are very similar to each other, that's almost zero associated interfacial energy. And because zero associated interfacial energy, that's almost zero barrier. And that's why we call this process from here to here, eventually to here, so-called the spontaneous. Like a ball rolling downhill, the energy always lower. You don't create barrier. Make sense? Which means the process is fast or slow. If there's no barrier, the process is fast or slow? Fast, right? When you roll a ball downhill, it's fast. Make sense? That's why it's also very tricky, very tricky in terms of using technique to try to capture here. Do you really capture here? No, because it goes too fast. You can capture maybe here or here, but even if you use high-speed camera or whatever in situ TEM, you cannot really capture here. Make sense? Because the initial stage, it's rolling ball downhill. You're just not fast enough. Okay?